Hey, Dr. Bob here at Proactive Wellness and Injury Center, and in this video behind me I've got a very busy board because it's a very serious topic indeed, as they all are. Anything having to do with your health is serious, right? And I'm sure you'd agree. But in this video I want to talk to you about neurotoxins. Neurotoxins are agents that, just as the word describes, they're toxic to the nerve system. And when they affect your nerve system, they affect your whole body. They affect your life, your quality of living. It's very serious stuff. These are neurotoxins. And some of the more famous ones that you may be aware of would be like lead, ethanol, mercury. Those are the major players. In the world of neurotoxins, you can have those that are exogenous, like they're outside the body, like the lead, the ethanol, and the mercury, or unless you have fillings, now they're inside the body, or they can be exogenous, or endogenous, that is, they're inside the body. And they all create problems, serious problems as a matter of fact. And one of the most common ones that people aren't aware of, and it's ubiquitous in our environment, that is acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is one of the most common ones, and it's exogenous, it's outside the body, and it's also inside the body as well. Outside the body, people can get it just through breathing ambient air. Just through breathing it, they can get it into their bodies. Breathing air deodorizers, or the colognes, or the perfumes, or the fragrances that we have, cleaning products, it goes on and on and on. Now, there's some other areas that you may not be aware of that acetaldehydes are in. They are food flavorings, they're in milk products, they're in baked goods, they're in fruit juices, they're in candies, desserts, soft drinks, and alcoholic beverages as well, just as they say, to name a few. That's it. This is very, very critical for you to know, because this is how we are affected by our environment unwittingly. See, we don't even know about it, but we ingest these things being creatures of habits, as we are. They're in the food flavorings that we eat, the milk products, the baked goods, the fruit juices that you give your children or yourself, the candies, again, giving your children or yourself, the desserts, giving your children or yourself, the soft drinks. I have a video on the soft drinks. You really want to see it if you haven't yet. And also the alcoholic beverages as well. Not giving to the children, but perhaps to yourself, right? Okay, so these things, these acetaldehydes, when they're ingested, when they're from the exogenous, when they come from outside in, then on the inside they're affecting us. What can happen is these are some of the things that people can experience. They can experience breathing problems, a whole plethora of different types of breathing problems, respiratory ailments and whatnot, pulmonary edema, dizziness, hypoventilation. They just can't get their breath, or they seem not to get enough air, even though they are breathing deeply and whatnot. Convulsions, and yep, even the big one there, it can result in death to the individual. This is very serious stuff. Now, to go on with this, I want to talk to probably a particular portion of the audience here that is affected by it much more than the other part of the audience. That is Candida albicans. Candida albicans. Now look, there are different types of Candida albicans. There's different types of candidiasis in the body. And for further information, I would invite you to go to our website. That's proactivewellness.com, pro with a dash after it, activewellness.com, and on there you'll find a video or a webinar that I did. We've got it posted many years ago on the 5 different types of candidiasis in the body. But I'm going to focus just on the Candidiasis albicans right now, the Candida albicans, probably the most common of all of them, but they're all very, very dangerous. Anyway, what happens is the acetaldehyde, it's the fungus in the body that candidiasis goes ahead and it ferments the sugar that the individual eats in order to produce energy. So it takes the food that you eat, it ferments it, that fermented sugar inside your body. It goes ahead and produces energy in order to sustain itself. And one of the byproducts, the major byproducts is, yep, you guessed it, it's a neurotoxin called acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde. You need to remember this. Now, with a person that has the candidiasis, some of the more common symptoms that they may experience are poor memory, lethargy, poor memory. Just can't, I don't know where I put the car keys. I can't remember if I did this. Did we shut the garage door when we left? Did I turn this up? Got it? I'm sure you do. And lethargy, they're get up and go, got up and left. They just have no energy to do anything. Depression, right? They're going to the doctor to take antidepressants. Look within for the cause. And irritability, the moods, right? They get these mood swings and whatnot, and these common, recurrent, never-ending headaches. It just gets a little better, but it never goes away, the headaches. Now, how do you know if you're one of those individuals? Well, there are tests that you can do, that you can have done, and they're non-invasive, very simple tests that can identify the culprit. And when you identify the problem, the solution will indeed present itself. Anyway, getting back to this, these types of individuals, they may be sensitive to auto exhaust. Now, I'm not talking about coughing, when the car that's blowing out the smoke that's going by. Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about an irritation. Whenever they smell auto exhaust, it just upsets them very much. Or smoke. Again, not just the coughing, but really a nauseated feeling. Headaches happen. They feel foggy brained, the whole 9 yards to smoke. And I mentioned earlier the perfumes or the fragrances. A lot of these odorizers or whatever that they have in buildings, and that these fragrances, or walking down the aisle where they have these detergents and the cleaning products and whatnot. If you walk down that aisle in the grocery store or whatever store they may be, and you start to get sick or get a headache or your eyes get teary or whatever, you have a serious problem, and one that needs to be taken care of. And then also synthetic fragrances. I just spoke about that a few moments ago. Chlorinated pools. You take your kids to the swimming pool, or you go to the pool, or you're on vacation at the nice hotel and you want to go out and enjoy some of the amenities, one of which is the swimming pool they have. You start swimming for a while, and the chlorine there just, it gets you sick. You got to get out because of it. Or walking around the pool or sitting by the pool, and you're smelling the chlorine that's leaching off or from the water, and you start to get sick. That's a telltale sign as well. And then drinking like the red wines. Red wines, especially for females, they have the biggest problem, the sulfites in there. And that creates the headaches and the problems they have. But look, you can go back, and Candidiasis albicans is one of the most common expressions of the acetaldehyde in the body, or it's promoted by the candidiasis, by the yeast in the body, or the fungus, in that body. So look, I wanted to make you aware of some of the ways this stuff gets in your body, and some of the reasons why you may be experiencing what you're experiencing. It may not be a hormonal problem when you're depressed. It may not be a tumor when you have a headache. It may not be, Alzheimer's or dementia because you have poor memory. Whatever. It could be the problem with a neurotoxin that you are promoting by the food you're eating, by the environment you're in, or whatever. The good news is this: your body has been fearfully and wonderfully made. And if you find out what's going on, right? You have the non-invasive test that you can get done. You find out what you're dealing with, then you take the necessary actions to eradicate it, to remove it from your body, and to change your way of living so that you don't put it back into your body. Then your body is going to give you the better days ahead in your life. And look, if this is something that you say, you're thinking to yourself, man, that's me, and that's me, or what he's talking about, I've experienced. If you want some help with this, please don't hesitate to contact our office, okay? We're here to help you in any way that we possibly can, and indeed, if you think you're one of these individuals, we can help you to identify that without a doubt. And not only can we do that, not only in the identification of it, we can help you and your body to totally and wholly eradicate this, right? Because our goal, our purpose is to help you to achieve the best performance of your life. Thanks so much for allowing me to share this information with you. And until the next video, and as always, God bless.